World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Not a cloud in the sky in Atlanta, Georgia, where the Braves are rolling here at Truist Park. And now they host the last place Washington Nationals in game one of a three-game series. It's an opportune time for the Braves. They're a game behind the Mets. The first place New Yorkers are in Milwaukee to start a series at American Family Field tonight. Back in Atlanta with Peter Moylan, Paul Bird, Chip Caray. Great to be with you for Braves baseball. Atlanta Birdie fresh off a three-game sweep against the Phillies. And now with Kyle Wright on the mound and the Nationals here, great chance for the Braves to continue this long home win streak.
Braves fans, look at me. I just want to say thank you for not only showing up, but getting loud in the stadium. Everybody talks about it. The result, this team loves to play at home. Check out the record, 19-5 since the All-Star break. You see the ERA. And against the Nats, this is a different team. They've changed since early in the season, but they're a young team. And I expect the Braves to take care of business. The Nationals are still a major league team, so you can't underestimate them at all. I like the guy on the mound, Peter.
Me too. What else can you say about Kyle Wright? The biggest thing for me is his ability to overcome adversity. As we saw last time out against San Fran, 50 pitches through 2 innings and was still able to get through 5 2/3. Now, he's faced the Nats twice this year, given up 5 runs over 14 innings. But like you said, Bertie, it's a totally different Nats team that he saw back then in July.
Yeah, the Nats are 9-10 in their last 19 games, so it could be a trap series if you're not careful. We know how well the Braves have done against losing teams all year long. The world champs are in full flight here at Truist Park. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Kyle Wright is on the mound. We'll get you started with the Braves, the Nats, and Kelly Crow will join us next here on Bally Sports. It's been an enormously big breakout year for Kyle Wright, who leads the major leagues in wins. And fellas, our Synovus Get There feature shows how good he's been on his home mound too.
Oh, has he what? I tell you what, home starts, 15 home starts this season. Check out the quality starts, 12. But go along with that ERA, 2.82, Birdie.
26 years old, coming into his own. I love the fact that he found himself last year in AAA. What a turnaround. One of the reasons the Braves are challenging the Mets right now is this guy on the hill. And in spring training, we weren't even sure if he was going to be able to lock down a spot. What a year.
Well, he's locked down the Nationals all year long. That's Davey Martinez. He's their skipper. The Nats 51-95 on the year, and only 13 wins within the division. It has truly been a rebuilding year for the Nationals. Lane Thomas is their leadoff man on the Toyota starting lineup. No Juan Soto, no Josh Bell. So for Kyle Wright, hopefully he can make things 3-0, Peter, for that to happen. What are his 4 keys?
It's quite simple. You know, we have to don't overlook tonight's game. We've got to play this game one game at a time. It's easy to get ahead of ourselves and want to look for the sweep because the Nationals are struggling. And obviously for Kyle, that 20-game win is in sight. He can take a real big step towards that right here.
I would imagine every big league game is tough to pitch in. Psychologically, are these games harder than, say, matchups against clubs that are at the tops of their divisions as we're underway ball 1?
It's tougher because, yes, you're exactly right. You're used to facing quality opponents every night, and this is still a Major League Baseball team, as Paul Bird said in the open. But they're obviously struggling, but you can also take them too easy.
There's the arsenal for Kyle Wright, who's fallen behind Lane Thomas, who's been a hot hitter for the Nationals over the last couple of weeks. 16 homers for Thomas. 2 of them have come against the Braves. Thomas, Alex Call, and Luis Garcia, the first 3 on the Washington lineup card tonight. And that one stroked towards second, and Grissom can't get the glove down. So Lane Thomas, who had an off day yesterday, is back in the swing of things with a leadoff single here in the first inning.
Little inside out up the middle, and you can see the dive right here. I think Grissom will tell you he should have had it. Here's what I like about Kyle Wright in his game. We showed you the curveball usage now. We showed you that at the top. A ground ball, a double play. He's always a pitch away from that, and I think that's been a big part of his game.
We get our first look at Alex Call. who was acquired from the Cleveland Guardians. And he takes a strike. Marvin Hudson has the plate for game one. He's the crew chief. It's 0-1 for Alex Call. 4 homers and 10 runs batted in. There's that big breaker. It's 0-2. A lot of folks around baseball wondered if the Nationals would be able to score runs after Soto and Bell were traded. Well, they have scored the 3rd most runs in the National League since August the 30th. So keep an eye on that in this series. And hitting .283 as a team. That one right up the middle at the bag. Race to second one. Peg to first, double play. That's been Kyle Wright's specialty. Another double play ball earned from the Braves right-hander.
That's what I'm talking about, Peter. Pitcher's best friend. You see the curve coming straight down. Nowhere else to hit it when it has good break. Thought it may hit the bag there. Nice play by Grissom.
So 2 for the price of 1. And Kyle Wright not only leading the big leagues in wins, Peter, plays like that will surely help you.
Tell you what, I got through my career with plenty of double plays, and if you can get them, like you said, with that downward curveball or that sinker that he throws so well with such downward bite, you're 1 pitch away any time.
So here's Luis Garcia, the Nationals' second baseman, hitting .285 on the year. Garcia has reached base in 20 of his last 21 games. One other thing to keep in mind as this game gets underway, talking with Brian Snitker before the game, guys, there's some relievers that Snit would like to stay away from after the very, very important Phillies series that we just wrapped up. So economy will be welcome, and that's a good way to start the night. Kyle Wright, 3 outs, 11 pitches, and his first strikeout. Here come the Braves at home looking for their 9th straight victory at Truist Park. No score. 13 of their last 16 here at Truist Park, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is starting to heat up, folks. He's batting first atop the Toyota starting lineup. Eddie Rosario will get the start in left field. He'll bat 8th. Vaughn Grissom 9th at second base. And we'll get our first look at a new face on this Washington roster. It's Corey Abbott, the former Cub and now current National, making the start tonight.
It's kind of been a jack of all trades this year. Started, relieved. Most he's gone is 6 innings. You see there, 5.19 ERA as a starter. So we can add to that.
Little fastball, 2 different types of breaking balls, curve, slider. Changeup is a work in progress, only throws it about 3 to 5% of the time.
Ronald was very busy on the first pitch against the Phillies, and he was here tonight. And swings and misses with a 3-game hit streak.
That's respect right there. The first pitch breaking ball, Pete.
Ronald up to 271 now on the year, and pops this one to the right side. And Adams gives chase. Riley won't have a play, and Ronald behind 0-2.
Anybody that's paid any attention to the last few games would know that how aggressive Ronald has been on the first pitch, and for honestly a while. It's not like it used to be where it was almost an automatic fastball.
He's also hitting the ball away well too, which is why we saw that fastball in.
Pop fly toward right. And Lane Thomas says he has it. And Acuna's retired to start the Braves game tonight. 1 up, 1 down for Dansby Swanson. Well, you look up and down this Braves lineup and you see the averages against Washington pitching, guys. It's no secret how Atlanta's gone 10-3 against the Nationals. Dansby hitting over 300. He scored 11 runs against them in 13 games. Austin Riley's hit 7 of his 36 homers against the Nats, and that's the dynamic duo up next. 20 homers, 87 runs batted in for Dansby. 1 RBI away from his team record for a shortstop. Fly ball well hit left center. Call and Robles drifting back. It'll be Robles a step onto the track for out number 2. Robles can go get him in center. And here's Riley with 2 outs. Austin had a 7th inning RBI hit yesterday. 91 runs batted in. And 36 homers. The Braves MVP candidate. And not much straight with the first pitches to the first 3 Atlanta hitters. Swing, fly ball, well hit toward left. Call going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. He's going to leap. And that ball is gone. A majestic home run for Austin Riley.
Abbott had success going in with the fastball to both Swanson and Acuna. Tried it again to Riley, who did a good job studying the first 2 at-bats, and he was waiting for it. Fastball down in, got to get the head out. Did Riley do it? Yes. Beautiful swing. In balance, and just enough.
They all go down as a home run, Birdie. Look at that. Still didn't get all of it either.
But good enough for his 8th homer this year against Washington. And the Braves have a 1st inning run.
You said yesterday the difference in when the Braves score first. Massive.
Now we got to get this guy going. Long, frustrating streak, fellas, for Matt Olson at the plate. 21 plate appearances without reaching base. He had a 23 appearance streak earlier this year and came out of that just fine. So, you know, at some point, once he gets going, he could get red hot in a hurry, and with 2+ weeks left, this would be a perfect time for that. Two balls and a strike. On the ground, into the shift, and the peg to first is in time, and that will retire the side. Corey Abbott has given up 16 homers in 53 big league innings. Austin Riley has hit his 37th, and Kyle Wright has a 1-0 lead heading to the 2nd. A 1-0 lead. Kyle Wright, Kelly Kroll is going for his 19th win. We've compared him to Charlie Morton. What's Charlie saying about Kyle Wright's year?
You know, it was interesting catching up with Charlie Morton after his start and just asking him about the season Kyle Wright has had. And you said, you know, it is special to see someone be going for 20 wins because it just doesn't happen like it used to. But maybe for me, it's even a little more personally because I've been where he is. I certainly struggled early in my career, and I feel like where he is now versus where I was still trying to figure out the fundamentals of what I was trying to do with the baseball. The 20 wins thing, a really big deal. But he goes, for Kyle on a personal level, he's been a horse this year, and he's started to figure out things. And I think for the first time in his career, right, he's had people that are watching him even closer because of his success and paying attention to him a little closer. And with that, of course, comes expectations. But he said big picture, deeper than all the wins, guys, is the fact that Kyle Wright has figured out he is physically and mentally able to have sustain, let me get that word out, success for years to come. And that, of course, is what the Braves are trying to do with all their pitchers. But Peter, Birdie, I'm sure you can understand where a guy like Charlie Morton, right, is always feeling like there's a bigger picture to this thing.
He's a spiritual being, old Charlie, but what he says makes perfect sense when you look at what Charlie did early in his career, and he had to go to 3 different clubs and 4 different pitching coaches to figure out what made him click, whereas Kyle has before this year only had 21 starts over 4 years in the big leagues, and he's been able to really put it all together in one package this year.
That's Joey Meneses, a former Braves farmhand at the age of 30, getting a chance to play in the big leagues, and he's making the most of it, hitting over 300. And he has the second leadoff hit in as many innings for the Nationals.
What a great story. Well done. Playing in the Braves farm system for so long, not hanging it up, sticking around, finally getting your chance. And you know, in this farm system, when Freddie Freeman's here, there's not a lot of room.
So at the age of 30, Joey Meneses is aboard in front of Luke Voit, who's been scorching the ball for Washington. He's a 21 homer man, so be careful with this guy. And that's what he tries to do with just about every swing.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cut down your swing and try to get the other way here. That's why you see the defense lined up all on the left-hand side, looking for that ground ball double play that Kyle gets so well.
And just like that, it's 0-2 for Voit. Bertie, we mentioned earlier, economy will be important for Kyle Wright tonight because the Braves use their bullpen very well in the Phillies series, but a lot of guys maybe could use a breather today.
Yeah, and you like that challenge as a starter to go deep in the game, pick up your teammates, pick up that pin. The way you do that is to get ahead and count, get double play balls like Kyle did earlier, and attack the hitters just like that. Good breaking ball, slider, outside corner, nasty.
Travis barely had to move his glove. Perfectly executed for the second strikeout.
That was actually a curve. I thought slider because it had good velocity. Some of his curves have such good downward tilt. That one broke a little bit to the side, kind of like a slurve. Turned it up.
So 1 on, 1 out for Ildemaro Vargas. He's on his 5th major league organization, playing third base. For the Nationals, he's a switch hitter with 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. Mets and Brewers are about to get started in Milwaukee. Max Scherzer and Corbin Burns is the matchup at American Family Field. We'll keep you posted on the proceedings as we move along in Atlanta. The Braves, if you're just joining us, got an Austin Riley 2-out homer to take the first lead.
Burns, Scherzer, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. Talk about 2 different mound presences as well. Man.
Vargas faces a 1-1 count. The runner starts and takes off. Throw from the knees is going to be late. So the first steal for the Nationals first baseman. He's at scoring position with 1 out.
It almost looked like a delayed steal, but no, he went straight up. I don't think Travis saw him. He took a little bit of a clutch, and it still almost got him.
The big first baseman, sneak attack.
So a hit could mean a run, but Vargas down to his last strike. It's 1-2. And it's 1-3. Kyle Wright with a disappearing changeup takes care of Vargas. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Get you looking for the slider, curveball, and/or sinker, and then he comes with the changeup that he missed his location, but it's still such a nasty pitch.
Well, did you see how he released that from the side of the baseball and it turned it over and it fell straight off the table?
So here's a homecoming for C.J. Abrams, kid from Alpharetta, Georgia. We saw him with the Padres earlier this year. He was part of the Juan Soto trade. Out of Blessed Trinity High School here in Metro Atlanta. Good looking young player. Terrific defender. As he gets bigger and stronger, they're betting on the bat.
and getting him much more opportunities to play here, as opposed to it was more of a necessity call up to play some shortstop in San Diego.
Got a chance to meet CJ out west. Met his dad in the hotel right by the ballpark. Terrific people. What a thrill for him to be playing in Atlanta tonight. We'll wish him well after they leave town, though. The pitch is fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Remember out in San Diego, he's such a good athlete. They ran him out to the outfield, and he had never played out there. Welcome to the big leagues.
You wouldn't have known it either. He looked pretty comfortable out there.
He was great. But he said that he has loved being here at shortstop, playing for the Nationals. As you said, Pete, getting reps over and over again. And that's helped him get better, and he's responded. He's played great defense at short and really helped this team out.
Foul past first. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Riley Adams, the Nationals catcher, waits on deck. Davey Martinez led the Nationals to the World Series back in 2019. All those names are either hurt or elsewhere for the Nationals ball club. And we will see them a lot here in the final 2 weeks. 6 more times, including tonight. The stretch by Kyle, a 1-2 pitch.
Wright has a good changeup tonight. Really good action on it. Sometimes when you're a starter and you have multiple pitches, 4 or 5 pitches, and one that normally isn't that exceptional then you can change your game plan based on it.
Abrams will see a 7th pitch.
That's why I love the analytics and I love the game plans, but you're exactly right. If you come out and you're in the bullpen and you don't have one of your pitches that's part of that game plan, then what are you supposed to do? You've got to make adjustments, and when you've got 5 pitches, it's much easier.
Pitch number 29 for Kyle Wright. Three fastballs, 3 changeups, 1 curveball. So far for the Nationals shortstop. Abrams hitting .231. Meneses at second with a single and a steal. And sharply hit. Olsen with a nice backhanded pick, and Kyle to the bag. And that retires the side. The Nats strand their first base runner. The Braves hold a 1-0 lead. At Truist Park, where Braves baseball is presented by our friends at Truist. Kelly Kroll downstairs, Peter Moylan, Paul Bird, Chip Carey upstairs in Atlanta. We head to the home second, and Austin Riley homer, the first tally of the night. Corey Abbott out for his second inning. He'll face Travis d'Arnaud, Michael Harris, and William Contreras.
I'll tell you what, Chip, you can really tell, or you can't tell actually. It's hard for me to tell what night of the week it is based on the crowd, because we are getting crowds every single night here.
The Braves are knocking on the door of 3 million in attendance. Maybe we'll get there by the end of this series. With the Nationals, the Braves are about 108,000 away from 3 million for the first time at Truist Park. d'Arnaud pops that one up into that high sky. Who wants it? And Ildemaro Vargas makes the one-handed catch. d'Arnaud is retired for out number 1. Here's Michael Harris. Fellas, he's our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Well, you remember the opposite field home run at Nats Park. Check out what he's done in 10 career games against the Nationals. 385 average, a 1.184 OPS, 11 RBIs and 8 runs, 4 multi-hit games, Birdie.
Hit safely in 10, 8 of 10 versus Washington.
So who's the rookie of the year?
Oh, that's such a good question. We could spend the next 8 innings talking about that.
I disagree with what was spoken earlier about, well, Michael Harris is an automatic because he's an everyday player. Spencer Strider is a pitcher. I get that. But he's also a starter who has logged a lot of innings and has a big impact on this team. So I'm not the, hey, I'm giving it to the everyday guy automatically.
I have to disagree.
That's okay. No, you had already said your
Yeah.
position earlier. Nick Green said the same thing.
It's just,
I get that.
yeah. I think that the impact of somebody that plays every single day, I honestly think there should be two awards.
I agree with that.
You see them in the awards that each club gives away. They give away a pitcher of the year and a hitter of the year at every level. I think it should be the same with the rookie of the year.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And this one skied into shallow center. Abrams backpedaling now, and he is there. And that's out number 2. Notice neither man really answered the question.
Well, my answer is I think it's going to be Michael Harris if it continues the same way, just because he impacts the game every single day. And I know, Birdie, it's just so tough to compare the two, because when you look at the body of work, yes, Spencer Strider has done an amazing job every 5 days. Michael Harris comes in and plays every single day and has an impact.
I feel like I'm a lawyer right now. Like I state my case. Spencer Strider, the 3rd rookie in franchise history to strike out 200. Here's what I love. Hall of Famer Randy Johnson held the previous record of reaching 200 strikeouts in 130.2 innings in 2001. Strider got there last night in 130.
Yeah, that's, I mean, just crazy stuff. 202 strikeouts in 131 2/3 innings. Talking with Brian Snitker before the game. This guy makes his 30 starts next year. He could strike out 300 men. And that doesn't happen all that often in today's game.
It's not even a could. If he goes the way that he's done this year, which there's no reason to say that he couldn't over the course of 32 starts, continue with the same kind of pace that he's doing now, he will strike out 300 easy.
Contreras, a shot past Abrams with 2 strikes. And the inning continues for the Braves here in the 2nd. Eddie Rosario is coming up. Well, listening to MLB Network Radio today, I think they summed it up really well. Could you imagine where the Braves would be this year without Michael Harris and without Spencer Strider? Either one of them.
It all happened in Arizona. They came up and Michael Harris changed this team defensively, changed this team at the bottom part of the order, and then Spencer Strider joined the rotation around that same time. And let's not forget about Brian Snitker, who gave the greatest Braveheart speech in that clubhouse. He doesn't say a lot, but when he does, everyone listens, and he got on everybody. This is not us, the way we're playing. He jumped everybody, and the team responded. Next thing you know, we took off.
That one squibbed foul at the 3rd baseline. And for Snit, it wasn't one of those rants, you know, where you're throwing the spread and turning over tables. He said, we're playing hard, Peter. We're just not playing smart.
And the thing for me is that I expected Michael to struggle, and I expected Spencer to have some success, but not the amount of success that he's had. We knew what he was doing in the bullpen. I just didn't know whether that could translate so effectively to 5 and 6 innings. Someone said that he's basically Craig Kimbrell for 6 innings.
That's not too bad. 0-1 pitch. And Eddie swings through that. It's an 0-2 count.
And I don't care what team it is. You give me a team that's won the World Series recently or is very, very good. They're going to have good pitching. You have to have good pitching. And it starts with that starter. That makes the bullpen better. It makes everybody feel good when the guy takes that mound and you know that you're going to have a good chance to win the game that day. It changes the mojo in that clubhouse, and starting pitching.
That ball hammered foul.
It's the way the Braves won year after year in the 90s, the 2000s. It was the core. And so I think when you have a great starting pitcher like a Spencer Strider that's an impact player, yes, I think he's just as valuable as an everyday player.
And all the guys that you have in this rotation can be strikeout guys. And we know in playoff baseball how important strikeout stuff is. As Rosario fighting hard here with 2 outs and a man aboard. Another shot yanked foul to the right side. Still 0-2. The other fun thing to think about is, and we can talk about it maybe a little later so you guys can think about it, how do you set your rotation? What an embarrassment of riches the Braves have in that regard. Real good problem to have.
Yeah, you're right. And the question is also, do you start to downshift and set it up for the first round of the playoffs early?
Depends on where you are in the playoff race. The pitch is lifted toward left. Call drifting back, and shy of the track is going to haul that in, and that retires the side in the Atlanta second. That's right down Peachtree.
Nothing but pure heat.
Struck him out inside corner, 99. Wow. Swing and a miss. Unbelievable.
That slider was nasty.
Sweet 16 and a new Atlanta record. Swing and a miss. There it is, number 200. Remarkable job by Spencer Strider, and look at the names he joins with rookies and 200 or more strikeouts.
There's a few names on that list, Bertie. Holy cow. Hideo Nomo.
What makes that so amazing to me is, you guys mentioned Kyle Wright. As we look at Riley Adams leading off the 3rd inning, Kyle Wright has 4 or 5 pitches. Spencer Strider has 2 and a changeup, but he only needs 2 and sometimes only 1, Paul.
That's the rarity. He has a fantastic changeup, but he doesn't need it. You know, when people are so late on your fastball and they're not touching your slider, why would you go to your 3rd best pitch as the changeup, even though it's very, very good?
So what does that say, Paul? Does that mean that he's saving that for a potential 2nd time through the league?
Yeah.
3rd time through the league?
Or the lineup that day. If they're fouling the other stuff off, you can go to that. But when he's been relatively efficient, there's no reason to make adjustments when the other team cannot adjust to you.
Grissom got to that one to his left side and takes care of Riley Adams for out number 1. Well, the other great thing for Strider, who didn't pitch much last year, is 2 years off of a college campus. By the time the regular season's over, guys, he's going to be right around 150 innings or so. I mean, you couldn't draw that up any better, I wouldn't think.
I agree. And, you know, this time of year as a starter, you can kind of feel it a little bit. You may have some days where your velocity is 2 or 3 miles an hour down. I haven't seen that in him either. Not only is his velocity up, but it remains up all game.
Another good play, Grissom. Big spin, fast runner, and got him by an eyelash.
There's so much to love about this play. Sets his feet, knows he's got a little bit of time, spins and makes a strong shortstop arm throw. What a great play.
That internal clock. Good play. And Wright set down 5 straight. Lane Thomas singled to start the game, so he has one of the 2 Nationals hits.
Deliberate pace from Kyle tonight too. Feels like he's working a lot quicker than he has in the last couple of starts.
Coming off a victory against the Giants, 1 run, 3 hits in 5 1/3 innings. And you talk about a guy who could be a #1 starter in the playoffs. Here's why. Braves are 21-6 when he starts, and he leads on a Riley home run tonight. Kyle 18-5 on the year. The last Brave starter with 20 wins, Russ Ortiz, 19 years ago. That year Russ went 21-7.
It's my buddy. He's the only guy I know, and Russ, I love you. I mean this with all respect, that could consistently be behind in the count and get guys out.
Line to right at Ronald, who goes to an E, and that takes care of the Nationals. 1-2-3 in the third. Vaughn Grissom leads off. Braves by 1. It's a gorgeous night in Atlanta, as you see on our Xfinity Live look cam. The Braves have an early lead. Braves are 65-12 this year when they score the first run of the game. Austin Riley's 2-out solo home run has given Kyle Wright an early lead. Grissom, Acuna, and Swanson are coming up for the 91-55 Braves, who are on pace, fellas, to win 101 games this year. Grissom at 3:02. If after your busy weekend you missed the news, Ozzie Albies on a headfirst slide in the Phillies series fractured his right pinky. He's out for the regular season. There's hope that he could be back at some point in the playoffs for the Braves. And so with that injury and the good work by this young man, that means it's go time for Vaughn Grissom down the stretch, guys.
Well, like last year with Acuna being out, I thought the team responded. And you'd love to see Vaughn step up, which he has done already, and continue that pace throughout the end of the year. And then that heart rate goes up just a little bit more in the playoffs, and then you got to respond to that.
Base is empty for him here in the Atlanta third. You buy the making lemonade out of lemons theory that the good news is that Grissom's been here a month and he's not just coming up in the heat of a pennant race with 2.5 weeks left, Peter?
Yeah, and the way that I see it too is that as much as it hurts to lose Ozzie, we didn't really know what we had in Ozzie because he missed 81 games.
Right.
So we've dealt with it so far. We had him for 2 games. The excitement was real, but unfortunately we're going to have to go back to what we had 2 days earlier. Just the general excitement around the team and the dugout and Ronald, obviously. But you know that Ozzie's going to stay around and get his work done here and be around part of the team.
And Brian Snitker said, what a heartbreaking way to get hurt,
Yeah.
right? There wasn't even a play at second, and his finger hit Gene Segura's shoe. As Grissom on a 3-2 count drives one toward Robles in center. And he'll make the play for out number 1. First time through the order. The Braves have a run on 2 hits. Ronald Acuna Jr. is coming up, and he is our Magic Stats Man, presented by Mr. Clean.
What a great series against the Phillies. And look at these last 6 games. The average is back up. The OPS is back up. The extra base hits are back 30.
Oh, he's been fantastic. And I love that he hasn't just been hitting mistakes, but he's hit a few pitches that are on the outside corner really, really well in the last 20 games, just killing it.
And he's hitting .517 with 5 tanks on the first pitch.
Swung at the first pitch of the game before popping out. And sure enough, Peter, he takes. If only they'd follow the script. 1 ball, no strikes.
See, the Nationals have a similar approach to the Marlins, and a lot of fastballs into Ronald.
But you'd better get it there. There's the count now, 2-0. Good to have this guy looking like himself, and good to have him in the outfield. That is another part of the Braves game that we appreciate. He might have made a game-saving catch the other night against Bryce Harper, a play that maybe 3-4 weeks ago he has no chance of making.
On an 0-2 pitch as well. It was a big moment in the game, bases loaded, as you said, but it's the way he's cutting off the balls. You said it the other day. He's able to stutter step and keep himself sort of stopping much quicker than he was earlier in the year.
Let's see if he's got a green light here. We'll never know. That one collarbone high, and that's ball 4, the first one of those for the Braves offense. And Acuna's aboard with 1 out for Dansby Swanson. Corey Abbott, facing the Braves for the first time, does not have a big league win. And he is going to celebrate his birthday tomorrow. No early gifts.
He threw a couple breaking balls right there to Acuna that didn't break. They just spun a little bit, and I think in Australia, you guys call those cement mixas. Second time through the order, got to be careful if you don't have a breaking ball against the Braves. They hit fastballs so well. How was my Australian?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been working on it.
Relax the R's.
That's
R's.
1-on-1 out. Acuna's running, swing and a miss. The Adams throw is going to short hop, and that clips Ronald on the helmet, and they ring him up. Somehow, some way, Garcia held on to that ball at second base. Acuna was called out. The Braves are going to take a look at this. Wow. Got him on the helmet on a short hop throw right before the hand got to the bag.
Almost lucky. If that doesn't hit the glove, it might have hit off the side of the helmet. We might have been in real trouble.
So Acuna thrown out trying to steal for the second out. And now Dansby with 2 outs.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of flat.
So that quiets the crowd for the moment. And the 0-2 pitch. They give Dansby a lot of room between C.J. Abrams and the second base bag. 2 defenders on the right side for the Nats with 2 outs. Dansby Swanson, who's had a great year for Atlanta, trying to work his way back into a hitter's count here. It's 2-2. That was close. 3-2. I remember a few years ago when Brian Snitker moved Ronald Acuna Jr. into the leadoff spot. He and the Braves took off. The same could be said for Dansby Swanson moving to the number 2 hole. He has found a hole there and found a home there and is having his best offensive season as a Brave. He's worked himself into a full count with 2 outs. And he breaks his bat. Abrams at short, and the peg to first is in time, and that will retire the side. 2-3-4 coming up for the Nationals. It's the 4th inning, and the Braves lead early. Austin Riley homer the difference after 3 innings tonight. The Braves have dominated the Nationals. Here's how. Peter, we check out our landmark head-to-head team comparison.
Well, it's hard to look past this. 24-8 wins, 5.9, almost 6 runs per game. Starters ERA just under 4. That is brilliant. And compare that with almost 7 by the Nats.
You out-homer a team by 40 in 33 games. I'd say you're doing something right. And a homer the difference here tonight is Alex Call up for his second look at Kyle Wright. Kyle's looking really good. 1 more than the minimum over 3 innings with 3 strikeouts. He's allowed 2 singles.
Kyle's gotten 2 strikes in the first 3 pitches to 9 out of 10 hitters tonight, 9 straight. Just missed right there.
That's a stat that our other Hall of Famer Paul Byrd talks about all the time. Tom Glavine. Strike 1 pitches are huge, but he always liked 2 with the first 3 if you can. And it served Kyle Wright well so far tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for left fielder Alex Call. Dansby at short. Right at him. And Luis Garcia is your hitter with 1 out.
There's such a difference between 1-1, going 2-1, and going 1-2 against the hitter, and Kyle Wright getting ahead, getting that good ground ball when the hitter has to swing at an attack, and you're throwing a sinker like you're throwing tonight, the changeup like tonight, and the curveball. With this defense,
Garcia skies 1 to right on the first pitch. That's an easy fly ball for Ronald. 8 up, 8 down for Kyle Wright. And before he faces his next hitter, we step aside for a quick word from Truist.
Tim always offered the best advice.
Hit it nice and firm.
Today, Tim is a teammate at Truist, where you can get personalized insights right on the app.
Joey Meneses is the batter with 2 outs. He singled and stole a base back in the 2nd inning. I asked Brian Snitker before the game, longtime organizational guy, as you know, before becoming the big league manager here, if he coached or managed Joey in the minor leagues, and he said no, just missed him, but heard his name a lot. And again, what a great story of persistence. Gets to the big leagues for the first time at 30 years old. And fulfilled a dream every kid baseball player has. His first big league hit was a homer.
That's the part of the rebuild that I don't mind. A lot of the times the argument is that you see a lot of guys that maybe don't deserve to be in the big leagues because of their youth. But when there's someone like this that's probably not got an opportunity based on timing or whatever it is, and they're 30 years old, they're in AAA, they're doing a great job, give them a chance. And you're seeing what happens.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one is just out of reach of Grissom. A 2-strike hit for Meneses, who's 2 for 2. That ball was scorched.
Maybe give him a chance on Thursday.
Yeah. So 2 hard hit balls off Kyle Wright. 3 hits for the Nats, all singles. Maybe just ticked the glove on the way by. So Luke Voit, the hitter, with 2 outs. He took strike 3 his first time up. Voit has a lot of power, but also strikes out a lot. 152 times now this season. And that'll help Kyle as he fouls one away for a strike.
every time, hard as he can. Extra button on the jersey, unbuttoned, the chains are popping. Every swing is max effort.
It looks like the Paul Byrd model jersey.
Yeah, you got the arms. You got the arms taken in, or you just fill them out, which is the
0-2 pitch.
Didn't like that one. That's one that he's definitely going to probably try and throw that again just to make a better pitch on it. Travis likes to do that. He likes to repeat pitches, especially if you've spun one out of your hand. He likes to get it straight back in and with a confidence the very next pitch.
Let's see if he doubles up on a 1-2 count. He did, and that will retire the side. Good call, Peter. Kyle Wright has his 4th strikeout. The Nationals strand another runner, and Austin Riley, the Braves' home run hitting man, will lead off the 4th inning with a 1-0 lead. Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. For the best coverage in the game, guys, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam.
Fastball down and in. Riley did his homework. Watched Abbott to the previous couple hitters, was waiting for it just enough. As my partner Peter Moylan said, doesn't matter if it's 550 feet or a foot over the wall. They count the same.
Every single one that I've given up has been a wall scraper. Can you believe that?
Really?
In my mind, anyway.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. I remember one that was a little farther than, but we don't want to bring that up against the Nationals, do we, Peter? That's outside. Ball 1.
Let me just tell you, because I have led the league before in home runs a couple times, given up. The ones where they absolutely crush it, like Vladimir Guerrero, and it just disappears, and everybody's quiet, those are the ones that hurt.
Chopper toward third and foul. Vargas a nice play, but we'll try again. 1-1. You teed me up. I'm sorry.
I did, and I completely forgot where we were.
Well, you got to look at it this way. You're around the plate.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
Think frozen. Just let it go. 1 ball, 1 strike for Austin Riley. 8 home runs against Washington this year. The Braves have hit 32 homers against the National staff in 13 games and 3 innings. Here it's 1-0 Braves. The Mets and Brewers go to the 4th inning scoreless. That's Scherzer and Corbin Burns. The Mets have lost, by the way, 9 straight games against the Brewers in Milwaukee. They have not won a game there since May of 2018. So again, as we said in our opening comments, an opportunity for the Braves if they take care of their business. And they are to this point tonight. Oh, that buzzed the tower. Full count. Matt Olson is next. That is just high. Adams came out of his crouch, thought that was strike 3. So second walk in as many innings for Corey Abbott. And a good start, fellas, for the Braves' 4th inning, and Matt's coming up.
It's a really good take by Riley there. That's a slider that he's obviously trying to throw to the outside part of the plate. Backed up, spun a bit. Shouldn't get that call, but a great take by Austin.
All right, Matt, time to break out of this 4 for 66 dry spell. In his last couple of at-bats, it seems to me, guys, that he's trying to hit the ball the other way. You seen the same thing?
Yeah, you can see the swing. The shoulders are angled that way, but sometimes that's when you get in trouble. When you're trying to do something so deliberately, it's so against your natural swing, you can find yourself in a slump like this.
0-1. Riley a short lead.
But you hear BJ talk all the time about guys getting themselves back in the zone when they're trying to stay back and driving that ball through the right side, right center gap, down the line, left center gap for Matt.
That's the pitch right there that bothers me. The one down the middle that he usually, crushes. He's a cripple hitter, meaning mistake guy, and when he's swinging through mistakes, it tells me that he's not seeing the ball well. We have 28 home runs on the board, 91 RBIs, and you play Gold Glove defense. Tells me it's only a matter of time before he figures it out.
The 1-2. That is guided down the line off the net foul. Yeah, we had the heat map for Matt the other day. And you're right, Paul, that was the troublesome spot. I mean, center cut, he was hitting about $175 in that area.
The difference for me with most hitters, not all, but most hitters between AA, AAA, and the big leagues is that big league hitters hit mistakes so much better. The ball knee high on the outside corner, most everybody in all divisions, they don't hit that. But the mistake hitters in the big leagues, that's the difference, and he's swinging through mistakes right now.
Sharply hit. There's a base hit for Olson into the right field corner. Ball gets away from Thomas. And the runners are at second and third with nobody out. It's okay to smile, Matt. Double number 42.
He heard us talking about him up in the booth, not hitting mistakes. Turned on it. Double extra base hit. Nicely done. We've also talked about this. Sometimes as a hitter, you just need that one hit to get you going. Hopefully that will be it. Love the smile.
The hit ends in 0 for 22 stretch.
That ends an 0 for 22 stretch for Matt Olson. And now the Braves a chance to put a crooked number up here. Travis d'Arnaud second and third with nobody out. d'Arnaud popped up his first time up. Oh, good stop. Almost to the screen. Ball one. Ball two. Braves catching core has been awesome. d'Arnaud in his last 15 appearances, 12 runs, 4 homers. Contreras had a big blow here yesterday, a go-ahead home run. Quite the tandem. And a drive into right field. Thomas will play that safe. That'll score a run. RBI hit for Travis d'Arnaud. The Braves cash in the walk and extend the lead.
What a great piece of hitting from Travis here. Gets a 2-0 slider. He's been going very, very heavy sliders. Great job going to school. Stays back. Exactly what we talked about. Drove the ball the other way. Unbelievable base running by the two fellas on base. Hold up. Make sure he doesn't catch it. Still plenty of time to score.
So Jim Hickey, the Nationals pitching coach, is on his way out to talk to Corey Abbott. Braves getting better looks at this man the second time through the order, Bertie.
Absolutely. This crowd starting to respond. Little energy. Everybody's jumping around. Kelly Kroll, how's that energy in the dugout after Olson's double?
Pretty terrific. And I'm going to use a line that we've heard Travis d'Arnaud tell us multiple times with this team right now, how much fun they have with each other. They like to poke fun, keep things loose. It's a big part of the chemistry in this clubhouse and what makes them so great. And I'll have you know, after that double by Matt Olson, Guillermo Heredia was down here calling for the ball. Yes, he was. You guys know this is the guy too, right? In everyone's face, pumping him up. Let's go. Nobody probably wanted that double, aside from Matt, more than Guillermo Heredia for his teammate.
What do they say in the locker room? If they're not messing with you, they're not liking you.
So true.
So good. Heredia messes with guys on the other team too, not just our guys.
Well, Atlanta's lead is 2. A chance for more. First and third, nobody out for Michael. Harris 0 for 1. He popped out to short. And this is where, guys, he has shined and polished his Rookie of the Year candidacy. You hit over 400 with runners in scoring position, Birdie. You know the pitcher knows that's a red light.
And you do it on pitches just like that where you're patient, you don't chase. And when a young rookie comes up, a lot of them will chase. They want to make their mark, see the opportunity, they get impatient. Not so with Harris.
On the ground, and that sneaks through for a hit. Olson scores. Darno heading for third. The throw there is in time. Travis makes the first out at third, trying to go first to third on a slow roller to right. But Atlanta extends the lead on RBI number 59 from Harris.
Change up down. Harris turns on it. All about location, perfectly placed, and enough on it to get through the hole. Do not want to make the first or the third out at third base. I think Travis wish he would have had that one over, but these Atlanta Braves are aggressive, and that's going to happen when you're an aggressive team.
Abbott's gone first pitch slider to every one of the last 4 right-handed hitters. So if I'm William, I'm looking for that to be up a little bit and do what he's done the last 2 days and just deposit it in left field somewhere.
So an RBI single for Harris. Darno retired 9-5 at third base. And the Braves DH already with a hit, looks for another.
He's been throwing that fastball not a lot for strikes. It's almost like a show me pitch so he can go back to the breaking ball or the changeups. Throwing the changeups to the lefties, the sliders to the right-handed hitters.
Already 62 pitches for Corey Abbott. And time requested. So Matt Olson gets a hit, hits the high fives, and thanks the heavens.
Good stuff. If this game you don't have a sense of humor, can't laugh at yourself, it will drive you crazy.
Contreras with 8 hits in his last 17 at bats. The Nationals bullpen gets busy with Andres Machado warming up. Dave Martinez has not announced his starter on Wednesday yet. We know Patrick Corbin faces us in game 2 tomorrow. Here it's Corey Abbott down 3-0. Harris is running. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is not. Ball into center field. Helmet goes flying. Michael goes flying into third.
This is why I love this Braves team so much. You saw the aggressive base running by Travis d'Arnaud to try and go first to third. And what happens? Michael picks him up, says, don't worry about it. I'm going to steal second, and then they're going to miss it, and I'm going to go to third. Same position we would have been had Travis made it. Chance to drive him in.
Outstanding. No hesitation at all when he popped up to go to third.
17th stolen base.
Making you look good for that Rookie of the Year trophy.
Let's see what William gets here with the infield in for Washington. 1 ball, 1 strike. 19 homers for Contreras. High fly ball will chase Robles back. That'll be plenty deep enough. Michael will tag after the catch. He'll jog home. ABC baseball for the Braves, fellas. It's 4-0. 42 RBIs for the Braves All-Star. That's a huge stat, isn't it? Runner at third, less than 2 outs. What your efficiency is. That was well done.
Contreras does such a good job at getting the ball in the air, knows himself. Guys like Grossman or Dansby will actually choke up on the bat, try to punch it through, get on top, line drive. Contreras looking to get that ball in the air. Did a great job.
Eddie Rosario couldn't check his swing. He takes strike one. Chatted with Eddie before the game. You know all about the terrible weather in Puerto Rico, the hurricane and tropical storm that's gone through that beautiful part of the world. Eddie says everybody's okay at home. We wish all of our friends in Puerto Rico the best during these trying times. That stroke the other way with 2 outs.
Another great piece of hitting from Eddie Rosario. Doesn't try to do too much. If you try to pull this ball, you're going to hit a ground ball to second base. He just stays with it, drives it the other way, which we talk about so often. When a guy's going good, that's what he does.
So Eddie's 1 for 2. Vaughn Grissom, the batter, he popped out his first time up. Three runs in the Atlanta fourth. Braves trying to win 9 straight here at home and 11 of 14 head-to-head with the Nationals. Swinging bunt, and Adams will pounce and throw a strike to first, and that will retire the side. Atlanta gets 3 in the fourth. It's 4-0 Braves as Matt Olson had a hand in that. Experience comes to Truist Park November 17th through the 20th. And you can take part in Topgolf's signature gaming experience here in the home of the Braves. You'll hit golf balls utilizing Top Tracer technology where every shot is traced and instantly scored. Secure your tee time now. Go to Braves.com/Topgolf.
Topgolf fan, Peter?
I'm a Topgolf fan for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not going to be here for that one, unfortunately. I'm going to be down there managing the Melbourne Aces to another championship.
Wow.
Yeah, when do you guys start?
November 16th is our first round.
Well, Joe Namath right there. He just promised victory.
Sit by the pool.
Got to go back it up. Topgolf, can you hit it over the fence?
Vargas skims one inside the bag at third. Rosario will play the hop, and Vargas is on his way to second, and a close play, but he's in ahead of the throw. So Vargas's first action against the Braves, he's 1 for 2. He's shaken up a bit as he bends at the waist at second.
Nothing else can do about that. Actually off the top of the base. Late on a fastball, able to get enough barrel on it. Nice job by Eddie to cut it off and make it a close play at second base.
Now Dave Martinez and the Nationals training staff out to check on Vargas. Not sure what he did as he slid in ahead of Eddie's throw to second.
Looks like his neck got pushed right there.
We ever going to see guys slide feet first and at second base anymore?
I guess obviously it's a reactionary play. So if you're trying to get there and you're leaning forward, it's tough to then change your momentum. And you see guys do it, obviously, and it's an art form to it. You see guys working on it on those mats and socks, and it's really hard to train yourself if you've been used to doing something like diving into base. It's tough to change it.
I know Griffey used to have the trademark pop-up slide there going into second. You know, somebody like Ozzie getting hurt on the finger, it'll be interesting to see if he changes his approach.
And it stops the infielders from dropping that knee and blocking you at the bag. But the head first slide for Vargas puts him at second with nobody out. And Abrams is the batter. He's 0 for 1, and this one grounded deep short and through. Vargas broke back to second. Hill head to third, and the Nationals have him at the corners with back-to-back hits.
Wasn't hit particularly hard, but got enough on it to get it past Dansby. Nice diving attempt just past the glove. When runners on first and third, you'd obviously trade that run for a double play right here.
And I think it's safe to say if Dansby comes up with that, it's first and second. They're not getting Abrams at first.
No, you're right.
But Riley Adams, the batter, he grounded out to the right side, trying to sneak one past Vaughn Grissom in the third inning. Kyle Wright has turned a double play. That came in the first inning, his first bit of trouble here in the fifth. He leads, though, 4-0.
I like that right there. Going back to the sinker, ground ball pitch in, the curveball as well. Also that good ground ball pitch.
What's the different timings that he has too with the runner on second? Abrams, sorry, runner on first. Abrams is going to try and steal at some point during this at bat.
He's 3 out of 7 in stolen base tries this year. Went to the backside of the bag, and that's what saved him there. That was a good pickoff move.
That's something I could never do, and I'm not sure if it's because I wear glasses or not, but I could not tell when the runner was moving. I'm glad I can say this now, but Kyle saw him move and just pipped straight away.
As a pitcher, they want you to throw as the hitter is, as the base runner is getting that lead, getting that extra step because they can't plant. So you're right. If you can see that, that's when you throw.
1-1 for Riley Adams, whose first big league hit came against the Braves. That too was a home run.
I like breaking ball here, that good curve ball. See if you can get the ball on the ground to the left side.
Strikeout wouldn't hurt either.
And he went back to the change. The change has been so good. And that's unusual righty on righty.
So Adams way behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
His little protest dive back into first.
Struck out Adams. Double play in order. Gets you out of the inning. Good pitch from Kyle Wright. That ball was buried.
Another changeup. Goes back to it. It's fallen off the table tonight. You see it coming out of his hand, the spin straight down.
So first and third, 1 out. Victor Robles is the batter. He was retired on a ground out to second. Kyle Wright is scattered 5 hits. He leads 4-0. Lined into center, right at Michael. He sets, runner tags. Here comes the throw. It is going to be cut off and then relayed to the plate late. And a line drive sac fly from Robles gives the Nationals their first run.
That's okay. You want to throw a shutout every time out, so you're not happy with giving up a run. But you have a 4-1 lead in the 5th. Keep the game in control. Don't walk guys. Keep making quality pitches.
Kyle Hassett walked a batter tonight, Birdie. 5 strikeouts. It look a little bad luck for him. This run that scored off the bat of Vargas was guided down the third base line and skimmed off the bag. So Lane Thomas, the hitter, he has singled and lined out. Got Lane Thomas from the Cardinals. If memory serves, it was Lane Thomas for John Lester last season. 16 homers, 50 driven in. Kyle Wright has only thrown 16 pitches out of the strike zone of his 65 so far. And that is his first 3-ball count. Double, single, strikeout, sac fly. And now Thomas with a 3-0 count awaits the pitch. And that is off the plate, ball 4. And now trouble afoot for Washington with 2 outs. Alex Cole is coming up with 2 on and 2 out.
Close.
Cole has grounded out twice, once into a double play. He's the pride of Ball State University. Got that corner call. Wish we had better news to report from Milwaukee. Pete Alonso has hit a 3-run home run. So the Mets up 3-zip in the 5th inning. Braves have a 3-run lead themselves in the 5th here in Atlanta. Braves and Mets separated by 1 game. That is fair and down the line. Riley couldn't get that. That'll score another run. Thomas can really fly. They're going to stop him at third. So 2 balls by the Nationals right down the chalk here in the 5th inning. And all of a sudden the Nationals have the tying runs in scoring position.
That's not reviewable, right? I felt like that might have gone a little bit foul, but it's tough to see from here.
Did it go over the bag fair? Apparently so. So Alex Cole picks up the RBI. Rick Kranitz is out for a chat, Kelly, as Kyle Wright now up to 70 pitches.
You guys might remember in San Francisco that first inning that it was a bit of a struggle for Kyle Wright. He pointed to the mound visit by Cranny as the reason he was able to turn things around, saying that he was trying to get himself under control and really slow the game down, but he needed to do the opposite. And he said, I give a lot of credit to Cranny because he kind of came at me in that mound visit a little bit. Not in a bad way, but just needed to ramp me up and get me going. So I asked Cranny, maybe the difference between a Kyle Wright mound visit and a Charlie Morton visit. And he goes, well, you want to know in the playoffs when he loaded the bases, I ran out and told Charlie Morton, hey, Charlie, you got him right where you want him. A little bit different with Kyle Wright, guys, but we'll see if he gets him out of this inning here, right here.
Yeah, the walks would kept the inning alive. And now with second and third, 2 out, we say hello to Luis Garcia. Garcia is 0 for 2 tonight. And that one right at Riley. Sharply hit, but Austin smothers that. And after the meeting, Kelly, one pitch sends us to the home fifth. Washington makes it 4-2.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
We got a ball game as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Nationals strike for 2 in the top of the fifth inning. Let's see if the top of the order can get those runs back. Peter Moylan, as we greet a former teammate of yours.
Yeah, we crossed paths in Kansas City. He's obviously come a long way since then. I'm not sure if it was all my influence, but having a pretty good year with Washington. Throws hard. 96, 97 with the fastball. And about 84 with the slider, I think.
Ronald has walked and popped out tonight. Top of the order for the Braves in the fifth inning. It's a 4-2 game. That's a tough break. Try to get out of the way, and the ball grazed the bat. 0-2. Corey Abbott, 6 hits in 4 innings, 4 runs, no strikeouts, and the home run to Austin Riley. Riley has scored 2 of the 4 Braves runs, and he's coming up third.
Abbott threw 69 pitches, 43 for strikes. 69 pitches, 43 for strikes.
Reynolds only stood in against Machado 1 time in the big leagues and earned a walk. He's behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a line drive that is just foul. Swing and a shot headed for left center field. That's down for a hit. Acuna with a lightning bolt with 2 strikes. That's how you start the inning. Double number 24 for Ronald.
Machado sinker slider, threw a couple sinkers trying to move Ronnie off the plate, went to the slider. Ronnie was ready for it. He likes to get extended, Peter.
So another runner in scoring position for the Braves. Dansby Swanson is your hitter. Dansby looking for his first knock of the game.
Almost 116 miles an hour off the bat. Wow.
It sounded loud and was. And Swanson takes a strike.
Yeah, that was on a breaking ball. Ronnie getting better with the leg as well. Love the way he got out of the box and got to second base.
On the ground at third. Vargas has that, and he slings it to first for out number 1. Austin Riley's had a big night, and he's tonight's Georgia Natural Gas Impact Player.
Well, check out these numbers. This season versus the Nats in 13 games. That OPS, 1.24. Sorry, 14 games, including tonight. Now he OPS is at 1,200. 13 runs and 16 RBIs. That's in 14 games, Birdie.
Fantastic.
Rays have out hit the Nats 7-6. Riley's reached twice and scored twice.
He was telling me that he was working yesterday on a little arm bar. We talked about it, where his lead arm, left arm, was locking out a little bit, getting long, and it caused him to be late. But he was on time for that fastball in tonight, and I think he's got it figured out.
A first inning homer with 2 outs.
That was
the Braves the lead they haven't relinquished.
Sorry, Chip. If that was a ball away, that'd be a little different. But the fact that it was a fastball in and had some heat on it, I thought was a good sign that he was on time for that particular pitch with what he's been working on.
In the air to center. Robles on the run, sprinting, warning track, and reaches up and makes the play. Ronald scrambles back to second. He's going to tag and belly flop into third. Riley hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. He's retired, and Ronald advances 90 feet.
Like you just said, Birdie, that pitch was in off the plate and was still able to get a lot of barrel on that. Drive it way out to center field.
Not many guys in the league can inside out a baseball and hit it 390 with some oomph behind it. And Ronnie, nice job scrambling back to second, getting to third.
So Matt Olson broke his hitless drought with a 4th inning double. He has scored the 3rd run for the Braves tonight. Let's see if he can guide one the other way with 2 outs. Tries to. That ball shot toward Colin left, and he'll make the play, and that retires the side. Atlanta leads 4-2. We head to the 6th inning.
To Braves here in Atlanta, and we now take a timeout for our all-state mayhem moment. Rewinding to yesterday, Alec Bohm at the plate and the home run that almost wasn't, with Michael Harris almost making what would have been the catch of the year. Am I right? And I had to go up and see how Michael Harris was doing this afternoon in the clubhouse, and he just put his head down like this, guys. Shaking it because he knew what I wanted to ask him about. I didn't get to see Michael yesterday after the game, but Vaughn Grissom sitting right there beside him, and he goes, Kelly, we were hanging out after the game, and I'm telling you, every 5 minutes this guy looked over at me and goes, I really didn't catch that, did I? I almost had that ball yesterday. I should have had that ball yesterday. Of course, we heard Spencer Strider giving him a hard time after the game, saying I catch balls like that, and you know, when I'm shagging before every game all the time. But guys, let's just say it is still eating at Michael Harris that he did not get that ball yesterday. And he goes, Kelly, I had nightmares about it last night. I'm probably going to have nightmares about it all week. But to Michael Harris's credit, that is just how much he cares, right?
Ground ball. That's a 3-for-3 game for Joey Meneses. Tying run comes to the plate here in the National 6th. That'll eat at a pitcher. First look at Meneses. He's 3-for-3.
Yeah, I still can't get over how Michael Harris got so high on the wall. Jumping cleat into the fence, airborne, a lot going on, and it just trickled off that glove.
He did everything right. He did everything perfectly, and then it could even see it, almost watched it into the glove, and it just tipped off the pinky finger on that glove.
That was the first hit Strider allowed yesterday. And Alec Bohm homer. And now Kyle Wright has to work out of the stretch again after a long 5th inning. He's got Luke Voit up there, whom he has struck out twice, and it's quickly 0-1 for the Washington designated hitter.
Go to the curve. Go to the curve. Get the grounder. Or the strikeout.
Wright will try to finish him off here. 2 strikes. And he'll try again. Yeah, we mentioned, as poorly as the Nationals have fared in 2022, they're not going to roll over. They will have an impact on who wins this division. 13 of their last 16 games against the Braves, the Mets, and the Phillies. So we have a 3-game series here, a big series up in Washington. Atlanta taking care of business so far with a 4-2 lead, and Voit has got the hat trick. 1 on, 1 out. 6 strikeouts for Kyle Wright. And Ildemaro Vargas, the hitter.
An 87-mile-an-hour curveball outside part of the plate, perfectly thrown. You see the spike on top.
That great angle shows that there's 0 pop out of the hand, which it means it's totally unrecognizable by obviously Voit. He's had some struggles with it tonight. It's when you see that hump, it's when they stay back and recognize it so early. There was 0 from Kyle Wright.
Doing what the Braves hoped he would do. He's into the 6th inning with fewer than 80 pitches.
Great point. Peter, as a reliever this time of year, do you like a little bit of extra rest?
It all depends on how I'm going. It could be April or September. If I'm feeling good, I want to get out there every single time that phone rings.
Just to stay sharp.
Just to stay sharp.
You got the good mojo.
If I had 3 days off in a row, I felt like when I got out there, and even after an off day, if I didn't play catch, that made me feel totally foreign. And it wasn't until I got later on in my career that I was able to take those days off completely and still be able to have the confidence to come in and be sharp enough to get 3 outs.
Well, let's see if he can make a pitch here to Vargas. 2 balls, no strikes. And Bertie, you said that's been maybe his best pitch tonight. That changeup gets him back in the count.
Really good. He angles his curveball where he gets that knuckle on top, and you want to scrape the clouds with that knuckle. But then he changes his wrist action on the change. We're almost like Peter. He's coming from the side, and he's allowed to get on top with that side arm angle, which causes the ball to drop. Not everybody can do that.
C.J. Abrams with a hit and run scored is on deck. Wright's trouble came with this group last inning. Vargas doubled off the third base bag. Abrams singled and scored on an Alex Call double. The pitch is looped into shallow left center field. Nobody's going to get that. So Vargas bloops a single into left and left center, and he's got a 2-hit game, and the Nationals have the tying runs aboard.
You mentioned this earlier, Boyd. This is the big difference between being ahead in the count and behind in the count. This was a 2-1 fastball, probably looking for a fastball, didn't hit it particularly hard, but was able to get enough barrel on it to dump it in front of Michael Harris.
Tough man to double up in Abrams. He's hit the ball hard twice in his Atlanta homecoming. The pitch on the ground. Got to hurry to get 2. They'll settle for 1. They're at the corners, 2 outs. 2 long throws, too long to nab Abrams at first. So smart play by the Brave shortstop to put that in his pocket.
And that's the toughest play as a second baseman, moving to your left and having to turn inside and make that sidearm almost Moylan style throw to second and have it under control and be around the base. I love how I've just thrown my name at every kind of 3/4 arm angle. That's just.
I'm surprised you haven't trademarked it.
Yeah.
Here's Riley Adams, blessed with catcher's speed. He's 0 for 2, but he's got some pop as well. Starting to play catch in the Atlanta bullpen now. Braves would dearly love Wright to get through the 6th, gauge how he feels, and maybe send him out for the 7th. We'll see how they play it. Jesse Chavez, first man to warm up.
As you mentioned, Chip, there's a couple of guys they want to stay away from out there in the bullpen. Bryce Elder was called up today to cover some innings, but for that to happen, I think we're going to need to see some more runs added on. All the faith in the world in Bryce. Played the first 2 games against Philly like the matchups were almost like a playoff game.
Even count for Riley Adams with runners first and third, and didn't offer.
That's intermediate tonight's attendance is 33,443. 33,443.
Those are the dulcet tones of Mitch George from the Braves media relations staff. Over 33,000 here tonight. Expect an even larger crowd here for Charlie Morton and Patrick Corbin tomorrow.
It's a 2-1 count. You're behind in the count. You're expecting to get a fastball, and he goes to that 4th pitch, that changeup that you've said, Birdie's been so effective today. What a weapon to have in your back pocket.
And when you face the team before and they've seen you and they've seen the curve, the good fastball and the slider, and you break out that 4th pitch and it's that good.
Wipeout, breaking ball takes care of Riley Adams and thwarts a Nationals threat in the 6th inning. They strand 2. They trail by 2. And heading to the home 6th, the Braves in front 4-2 in game 1. That swing and a miss might be the last pitch thrown by Kyle Wright as he gets pats on the back and handshakes after 6 innings, guys, of 2-run ball. He's in line to win game number 19. As we see his line, let's check out our stats with Lowe's feature.
Pitched really well, and I'm excited that he is still in the hunt to win 20 games.
And if he does, the Braves will extend their home winning streak to 9, where they're averaging just shy of 5 runs per game. They've hit a home run tonight. They have 7 hits. One of them off the bat of Travis d'Arnaud. It was a run scoring hit back in the 4th. Need to add a couple here. Nats are hanging around a little too close. 4-2.
We did it against Philly. We got to do it here against the Nats.
I thought Gordon Beckham made a good point in the pregame that these guys, and you're always playing for a job in the big leagues to stay, but these are young guys out there who are hungry, who are wanting to make their mark, so they're giving it their all. Always going to do that in the big leagues. But this is a major league team. You can't let up.
Abrams settles and fires and gets d'Arnaud for out number 1.
And there's no guarantees just because you're clicking and you're at home and the stats say you should win that you will. It's baseball. Anything can happen. And that's why I love when Brian Snitker says take it one game at a time, one day at a time. Just worry about that day and do everything you can to win that game.
Well, to your point, Paul, everyone talked about the ease that the Mets were going to face schedule-wise entering September. These Nationals took 2 out of 3 from the Mets at the start of the month. And that's truly the beauty of the game. Anyone can beat anybody else on any day.
And if that guy on the hill is clicking, it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30 games below 500. You're in for a dogfight that night.
Michael Harris, an RBI single in the 4th. He has stolen a base and scored 2. This one into the shift. And that should be no trouble for Garcia. It's not. And Machado's doing a nice job. After a double in the 5th inning, he set down the last 5 Braves in order.
That's because Peter worked with him in Kansas City.
Obviously.
Yeah. I see the effects. Nasty two-seamer, low 90s, good run. What do you teach? Pronation, finger pressure, what's your game?
Grip and rip, baby. Just grip and rip. Close your eyes and hope you hit it, get it somewhere close. I've learned more about pitching since I stopped pitching than I did while I was pitching.
Really?
Yes. Well, how other guys have had to adapt and pitch with their stuff as opposed to me. As I said, I keep saying this, it was a 50-50 choice with me.
For me, I coached travel ball, coached USA team a little bit. And then I coached at the high school, guys at different levels, had some big leaguers come over to the house and worked on certain things. I really think when you coach, you get a great grasp of what you wish you would have done when you played, and you always want to go back.
I had the, I guess you'd call it, fortunate chance to be a player coach in 15 with the Braves. It was the only chance I could get a uniform back on was when I was offered to come be a coach and rehab my second Tommy John in extended spring training with the Braves. So I would spend my mornings coaching the kids, get my rehab done in the afternoon, and eventually work my way back up to get to the big leagues that year.
You've got a lot of great stories. None better than, hey, I was selling pharmaceuticals and working on some pool and then playing first base. Next thing you know, I'm facing Ryan Howard 4 months later.
That's exactly how it goes.
Who's got that story?
That's a swing and a miss. Peter Moylan living the Australian dream. 4-2 our score. We go to the 7th. It's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and now through Wednesday, go to choa.org/bravekids to purchase one of 1,500 mystery signed baseballs at $125 per autographed ball, signed by past and current Braves players. 100% of all the proceeds and donations go to supporting children's health care of Atlanta's cancer and blood disorder patients. For more information or to purchase a mystery ball, go to choa.org/bravekids. Those folks at Children's Healthcare are miracle workers.
They sure are. I've seen a lot of Braves players in the past. Brian McCann, Chris Medlin, Tim Hudson, Tom Glavine being involved in this charity. It's such a wonderful charity. They do so much for kids. It's just such a painful thing for everybody to go through, and they do such a good job making everybody feel better about it.
Ronald Acuna involved, Matzik involved here as well. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, home to the #1 pediatric cancer program in the Southeast, #7 in the nation. They've treated patients from 43 states over the last 5 years. As a father, I can't imagine much worse.
Jesse Chavez facing Victor Robles, and that's off the plate. Yeah, current and former players all autographed about 100 baseballs, even our colleague Jeff Francoeur. So you could bid on or get one of those mystery autograph balls, and I'm sure Jeff wouldn't mind. If you don't like it, you could trade it in for a Paul Byrd or Peter Moylan model if those are available.
Tough to come by those Pete Moylan ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a great way to help the kids in our community. 17% rise in new pediatric cancer diagnoses over the last 5 years. There's a cure around the corner, we hope, and every dollar you spend, as we said, will help those kids who need your help most.
If you trade in a Jeff Francoeur autograph, I will give you 2 Paul Byrds.
That's a pretty good deal, as Victor Robles facing a full count from
that's a bad deal.
Jesse Chavez. to walk this guy, and he didn't. Robles tried to hit it out of the park and came up empty. 8 Nationals have struck out. And Children's Healthcare of Atlanta cancer patient Luke Meyer threw out the ceremonial first pitch prior to the game here yesterday. Look at that. Good strike.
Pretty good. Well done.
Away, Luke. Top of the order for Washington in the 7th. One of the things that I missed most during the COVID season was we weren't able to go to Choa and see the kids, do our Christmas in July visits. Just to see those kids' faces light up when a current Brave goes into the room and hands them a hat, wishes them good things and hopes they get home.
I remember the first time I got asked to do that, and I was so reluctant just because of the sheer impact.
Lane Thomas to third. Riley's got that on a short hop.
But you want to talk about rewarding, going in there and seeing those kids and the feeling, not just, I mean, this is going to sound pretty selfish, but the feeling that you get when you leave that place, it just changes your perspective on everything.
I couldn't say more. Baseball, you think it's your world at times. You know, you get so caught up in it. It demands so much of you. You get so frustrated when you give up runs, and then you realize in the grand scheme of things, it's nowhere near number one.
Jesse Chavez doing what he does best, pumping strikes, and 0-1 to Alex Call with an RBI double. So again, $125 get you a mystery autograph baseball from a current or former Brave. Maybe Andrew, maybe Chipper, maybe Murph. Don't know. But it all goes to a great cause. And now Jesse a strike away from sending us to the stretch, as always presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor, Nick, and Gordon Beckham. We're talking about Kyle Wright's quest to get to 20 wins. He's in line for number 19 here tonight, which leads all major league pitchers. Oh, close.
Talking to Rick Kranitz a few weeks ago, what his biggest surprise was, or something that was really important for him out of the pitching staff. This was the first name he brought up, Jesse Chavez. What a great story and how much he has helped this team.
That's popped up right side, curling behind the Braves dugout. What are they calling the coach? Jesse Chavez. Big league journey Jesse Chavez has made. All those trades, all those teams, and all those important outs that he's been able to get. And boy, has he been good since putting on a Braves uniform. First go round, second go round this year. And now the 2-2 pitch is popped back again. Brewers batting in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing the Mets 5-0. At last report, Max Scherzer was perfect through 5 innings in game 1 of that series. And now he's through 6 with a perfecto. The pitch. But you can't worry about the Mets until you face them. You got to take care of your own business, and the Braves have done a good job all year long of doing that.
Just a different story to last year. The Mets aren't going to hand it to us this year. They certainly keep playing a good brand of baseball. The style of play they've had all year. They haven't wavered.
And remember, the final 3 home games for Atlanta this year are against the Mets.
Imagine Truist Park in those games. It's going to be rocking.
It's rocking now as Jesse Chavez picks up his 2nd strikeout of this 7th inning. Atlanta with a 4-2 lead as we send you to Trevor and the stretch.
The Stretch is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the
Rosario, Grissom, and Acuna are coming up, and we'll tell you who the new pitcher they will face in just a moment. Sign up today for the Braves Kids Club. It's available for all fans under the age of 14. It's now free and completely digital. The regular season may be coming to an end, but the fun doesn't stop when the regular season games do. Kid Club members get all the September benefits, and it's a great way to stay engaged with the Braves throughout the postseason and the offseason. Join now at braves.com/kids. And all the kids are having a great time tonight. Home team's winning, and they'll take aim at Steve Cishek. Look at how busy he has been this year.
Tough righty. He's been around for a long time. Made his debut in 2010 with the Marlins. He's played for 8 teams over 13 seasons. Has 730 games in the big leagues and an ERA under 3.
He leads the Nationals bullpen in strikeouts this year.
Little funky delivery comes from the side, kind of Moylan-esque.
Boy, all the great relievers are Moylan-esque, aren't they, Peter?
Well, they won't tell you that.
1 ball, no strikes for Rosario, left-hand hitter. What do hitters tell you about your delivery that makes it difficult for them?
Right-handed hitters just have a tough time picking it up, and because of the way that guys throw with their low 3/4, it's almost coming from behind them, and it's just the fear factor, honestly.
Conversely, Bertie, I would think left-handed hitters would get a much better look.
They do. They get to see the ball a little bit longer, but I think it's important when you throw from that arm angle. I used to throw from different ones, that if I did drop down to a lefty, I would not just stay away, that I could also throw inside like that.
So important to left-handers, and you see him throw 3 straight breaking balls to start the count. That's when I did have to face a left-hander, I would really try and stay, because they're trying to dive out. You can see that the movement's going to be away. They're trying to dive out and hit the ball the other way.
That caught a corner. Rosario was on his way to first.
One of the things when you pitch and they talk about tunneling, throwing everything out of the same spot, where I was a little bit different was I would throw from different arm angles, which would delay the hitter picking up the baseball, which had the same effect as tunneling, in that if everything comes out of the same spot, it takes you longer to decide what pitch it is. So there's different ways to do that.
And he has a hit in 2 tries. That hit came in the Braves' 4th inning. So he is 1 for 2. Nationals play him as a pull hitter. Atlanta try to even up the hit column. They trail there 8-7, but lead where it counts 4-2. Swing, fly ball, well hit. That ball is stroked and gone. The Nationals.
Cishek tried to throw that sinker, crept over the middle part of the plate. Rosario did not miss it. We talked about it doesn't matter how far the home runs are, a wall scraper. Extra run for the Braves.
Now lead at 5-2.
And that's the example of a left-handed hitter versus Cishek. He's able to keep his shoulders closed, stay through the ball, whereas a right-hander with that arm angle, you're already trying to open up to try and avoid that.
That was a slider that hits Vaughn Grissom. That didn't hurt too badly, it appears. And he'll stand at first with nobody out.
Back-up slider.
There was no message there. Just got away.
Yeah.
And now Ronald is the hitter. One thing that the Nationals will try to change going into next season, they do not have a single left-handed reliever in their bullpen. Not a one. And with the left-handed and switch-hitting thunder the Braves have, that's something they'll have to work on heading into 2023.
You can see here with Ronald, it's tough to stay in and hang in, and that first movement and you want to just open your hips up. You want to clear your hips to be able to get to that pitch that you know is eventually going to come hearted inside. They attack him inside with fastballs anyway, and when a guy's throwing from this arm angle, it's only going to make it worse.
But you said, Peter, and it's interesting you mentioned that. It's, I guess, the subconscious fear factor of where that ball comes from and will it get to the plate instead of you.
And it's not that they're going into the box scared. It's just they know that from where it's coming. And if I throw a slider, it's legitimately going to start behind them, and they have to react and not get out of the way.
So that's a big weapon.
And I said that in the present tense as if I was still pitching, but I promise you I'm not.
But your point's well taken. That's a huge weapon. That's why this kind of pitcher is such an advantageous thing versus right-handed batters. 2 balls and a strike. Ronald hung in there nicely. 3-1. Braves playoff magic number is at 4. Any combination of Braves wins and Brewers losses that add up to 4 means the Braves are guaranteed a playoff spot. We lead 5-2. This ball on the ground. Vargas to second quickly for 1, and the turn to first is a double play. That clears the bases. And Dansby Swanson, your hitter. Here's a word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Dansby looks for his first hit. More Atlanta power against the Nationals. 33 homers hit by the Braves this year against the Washington staff. Braves chugging toward win number 92. During this impressive 8-game home winning streak and counting tonight's play, you know how many runs the Braves have given up? 14 in almost 9 games. Here at Truist Park, pitching, as you guys pointed out, has been beyond belief good. And we hope for more in the final 2 innings tonight, and more from Charlie Morton versus Patrick Corbin tomorrow. Max Fried will pitch on Wednesday as Jackson Stephens and Raisel Iglesias begin to warm up.
Iglesias, if it stays the same, Jackson Stephens almost like a safe situation if we score 1.
Dansby hangs in, takes ball 4. And Austin Riley is the hitter. He's had a big night. Let's check out the metrics on the homer, guys.
Check out the StatCast 3D brought to you by Google Cloud. You said it, Bertie. He took that fastball down and in. Got a balanced swing. 150 feet.
It's like your sand wedge, isn't it?
You can really see the intention from Cishek. He's trying to really come in on these right-handed hitters. And the great equalizer is that sweeping slider, but they've done a great job so far. All Braves hitters have done a great job not swinging at that. Of course, it's a little easier when he's unable to locate his fastball. When you're tunneling off the 2 and they're both working together, it's very tough, but he hasn't been able to land that sinker in yet.
See where that front foot goes for Riley with this 2-0 pitch. Right at it, and it's skied to right. Austin just missed his second homer against Cishek in his career, and that'll take care of Atlanta as that man Eddie Rosario extends the lead. Break. We told you the Mets are in Milwaukee. Corbin Burnes and Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer was unbelievably good tonight. 9 strikeouts through 6 perfect innings. His first return since coming off the injured list. He's been pulled from the game. Pete Alonso hit a home run, and that's all the Mets have needed in game 1 of that series. So this race in the East stays tight. We continue to cut to the chase. All the action for your Braves as we try to hunt down New York in the National League East comes your way on Bally Sports South and Bally Sports Southeast. The cut to the chase games down the stretch are presented by Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it. Raisel Iglesias. Look at what he's done in September.
No runs, 13 strikeouts, nice and easy. Really good movement on the fastball. Good sinker, runs away from lefties into righties. That's his bread and butter. Little funky delivery. What a pickup.
And talking with Snit before the game, he said we kind of like to stay away from Iglesias, who pitched in back-to-back games against the Phillies. He didn't work yesterday, so today would be 3 games out of 4. For the veteran right-hander.
I don't think he's a guy that comes in and throws 98 to 100. So sometimes when you have that good movement, you rely on that movement. You don't have to be 100%. And sometimes the ball will sink a little more when you're pitching at 90-95% like that.
But to your point too, Peter, as good as he's been, he wants to be out there, I would assume.
Every single time, especially in a situation like this. This is his bread and butter. This is when the adrenaline starts to flow. If you don't throw in these games and you end up throwing in a game with a 5-run lead, 6-run lead, it's tough to get that momentum going.
Swing and a miss for Garcia. Changeup gets him, and Garcia struck out for the 2nd time tonight. 1 up, 1 down. Let's pause for a word from Zaxby's.
Try Zaxby's chicken finger plate with tongue torch, Zax sauce, or any of our sauces.
Joey Meneses is 3 for 3. Enough of that. 1 ball, no strikes. He's another guy that doesn't get cheated, does he? When you wait 10 years to get to the major leagues,
yeah,
turn it loose.
Farmhand with the Braves feels a little personal. You like playing against your former teams?
When I did well, it was great.
At least you're honest, right? One ball, 2 strikes for Meneses, who hit a homer in his big league debut, and he's got a 4 for 4 game tonight. 2nd career 4-hit game. He is making up for lost time. Another cool note, I didn't realize, first player born from Mexico, or born in Mexico, I should say, to hit a home run in his major league debut. So 1 on, 1 out. Here is Luke Voit. Voit has the hat trick. Kyle Wright struck him out 3 times. Once looking, twice swinging.
He's going to see a similar pitch mix from Iglesias as well. Off speed away, fastballs in. Kyle went to that curveball a lot against Voit with success, obviously. 3 punch outs.
Ball's got life on it. 5 straight changeups to Garcia struck him out. I could also see that pitch factoring in.
Even count. Had the plate but missed low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Didn't mean to. A foul tip evens it up. And Voit has a look on his face as if this is not a whole lot of fun.
You got to, as a hitter, you've gone up there, you've seen Kyle's curveball multiple times, swung and missed. You've got to have that in your back of your mind. You know Russell has a good breaking pitch as well, but all you're getting is 94, 95 in under your hands.
Four strikeouts for Voit. 2 outs in the Washington 8th.
After 94, 95, he pulls the string, changeup down in the zone, disappears. Watch the way d'Arnaud catches this. He's got to track it down. Heavy, heavy changeup.
Tough night for Voit. Here's Vargas. He singled, doubled, scored, and struck out. Let's end this 8th inning and have the bottom part of the order up in the 9th inning. The Braves have a 5-2 lead.
Question is, who do they face in the 9th? Tyler Matzek threw in a high leverage game yesterday. Could be perfect timing. Imagine if he can get back to the form that he was anywhere close to last year during the playoffs.
Kenley only pitched once in the Phillies series, so you figure he'd be good to go.
He looked really good last time out too. 9 straight cutters. I spoke to him today. He admitted that he'd been getting beaten with pitches that weren't his best pitch, and he had trouble locating and getting that pitch to move the way that he wanted to. But 9 straight the other day against Philly, and it was disgusting.
And you mean that in a good way, right?
I do mean that in a good way, yes. That's what makes him so effective, is that foot to a foot and a half of cut movement that is at 90 to 91 miles an hour. It used to be 95, obviously, but now it's 91. But it's still so tough to pick up and swing.
Vargas tried to lay into one and didn't get it. And now Rysell is a strike away from putting out an 8th inning 1-hit rally for the Nationals. He's ready. Here it is. On the ground, right at Grissom. He'll make the peg to first, and that will retire the side. 5-2. Braves lead game 1.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Game 1. Big crowd, over 33,000 enjoying things tonight. Atlanta's hit a couple of home runs. We enjoy a 5-2 lead. We've got a big ACC football doubleheader coming up on Saturday, starting at noon Eastern time. South Florida and Louisville. That figures to be a good matchup. Then at 7:30 Eastern time, it's UConn at NC State. All that action will take place over on Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. This is Mason Thompson. He's on for the 17th time. First glance, guys, pretty impressive numbers.
Very nice. You'd like to see the walks cut down just a little bit, but good ERA. Another player competing, hustling, trying to show them what they can do at the big league level.
He came over at the 2021 trade deadline from San Diego, out of Round Rock, Texas. Real happy for Matt Olson. Contributed tonight. A 4th inning double, and he scored one of the 5 Braves runs. Loved his reaction in the dugout too. We caught that before we went to break as he looked at the heavens and said thank you. 1-2.
Everyone plays that shift on Olson. That will soon be going away in Major League Baseball.
Line and into right center field. A 2-hit game for Matt Olson. As we told you, he had a streak earlier this year of 23 plate appearances without reaching base. He was up to 22 tonight. And after that cold spell, we all know how hot he got, and it looks pretty like he's starting to heat up tonight.
I got to give Bertie some credit. He told me that Matt was going to get 2 hits tonight before the game started. Feeling confident.
I feel good.
Well, the Mega Millions is 277. You got the numbers?
I may need to stop it on the way home.
Travis d'Arnaud, the hitter. He's got a single and an RBI. Every Brave who has started this game offensively has reached base in one form or fashion here tonight. Ground ball is going to snake into right field. d'Arnaud takes what the Washington defense gives him. He's got a 2-hit game.
Another beautiful piece of hitting. A backdoor, actually a pretty good pitch. A backdoor sinker. Got it off the end of the bat. Got enough bat on it to get it through that right side. And Trav's done that all year long. Just doesn't try to do too much with that outside pitch.
Well, here's where Michael has been so fun to watch. Late innings. Big hit after big hit. We'll try to put this one out of reach. He's got a 1-for-3 night with a run scored. And the Braves with 10 hits now lead in that category too. Look at that work. Those aren't numbers for a rookie.
Might say rookie of the year.
It's between he and Strider. We know that.
0-2. Good news in Milwaukee. The Brewers getting closer. They've scored 2 after Scherzer left. It's a 5-2 game at American Family Field. That game in the 8th. If the Brewers can come back and we win this one, we'll have an Eastern Division tie. 0-2.
That's it right there. The take, the eye. Sees the ball so well in a big situation for a rookie. With a runner at second. Patience.
Something else that's really impressed me about Michael. Sometimes he's seeing these relief pitchers and these late inning guys for the first time, and it has not affected him at all. He was learning on the fly and passing with flying colors. 2-2 pitch. Just missed it. Pops it up. Abrams goes out. Robles comes in, and one man is out.
Before we see William go deep, here's a quick message from Landmark.
To celebrate our 40th anniversary, Landmark announces 40 days to save. Nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Always the best deal. Always.
Contreras picked up his 42nd RBI. That came in the 4th inning on a sac fly. He singled in his first trip and is 8 for his last 18 at the plate. As Peter said, if he goes deep, he'd bust the game open and he'd be The first Brave whose primary position is catcher to 20 home runs since Brian McCann.
Pretty good company.
Yeah.
You young hitters out there, Michael Harris has the hands low, bat straight up. Watch William Contreras at the last minute. He moves the hands above his helmet and flattens it out. There's no one way or perfect stance. You find what works for you, work with it, make it happen.
One ball, one strike.
Both great young hitters who are going to be in Atlanta for a long time.
Two on, one out, 3-run Atlanta game. Just didn't stick in Adams' glove. That's good news. Braves are 3 outs away from Kyle Wright's 19th win and a 9th straight home victory. That was a pretty pitch, a sinker at 96. Good luck with that. 2 men are out. Braves fans, make sure you vote for Tyler Matzek for the 2022 Roberto Clemente Award. That's presented by Capital One. The Clemente Award recognizes players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Tyler has done incredible work supporting mental health awareness. And we encourage you to vote today at MLB.com/Clemente21. Two on, 2 outs for Rosario, who has a homer in his 3 trips.
Slider is just good enough to keep you off balance with that 96.
I actually coached Mason, had the pleasure to do that on the USA team. And you could see it back then. He was young, 14 years old. You could see the good arm action, the good, nice, loose arm. He's 6'7", by the way. Got some good torque coming down the hill.
Yeah, you throw 97, then you drop that at 84. That's tough to time. One ball, 2 strikes. I think before it's all said and done, Eddie Rosario again come playoff time is going to be a hugely important part of the puzzle for the Braves. Yes, they have Robbie Grossman who can switch hit, but knowing what this man's playoff pedigree is and was last year, guys, getting him on the kind of streak that Robbie's on will be really, really big. And encouraging signs here tonight with a 2-for-3 game. He's seen a lot of pitches. And that one was cut on late. 97 and sinking. And Thompson gets out of a 2-on nobody out mess and sends us to the 9th inning.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, Delta Airlines, keep climbing, and by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Good night tonight for the Braves so far, leading 5-2. Peter Moylan, and Kenley Jansen looks to add to what's been a very impressive resume this year.
It sure has, and he has had his struggles, especially in the last couple of weeks. You look at Saturday's outing, though, it was very, very impressive. He threw 9 straight cut fastballs, and they all cut, which has been the struggle for him over the last 2 weeks. He's had to go to his secondary pitches a lot. But you look at the movement on these pitches. The movement is what's important. If you see that thing moving about a foot, just like that, that's exactly what you want to see from Kenley. And he said to me today that he's tired of getting beaten by his secondary pitches, so he's going to come with a lot of cutters.
What was making the cutter not cut?
He couldn't. It was something mechanical. And that's the toughest thing. When it's your #1 pitch and you cannot make the adjustment on it, and it's doing something other than what you're expecting it to do as far as movement goes, it's really tough to control.
Well, he'll start with C.J. Abrams as he seeks save number 35. He leads the National League in saves, by the way. And if he nails this one down, it'll be 7 years, guys, with 35 or more saves for Kenley Jansen.
Very impressive.
Even though that missed, that was impressive.
Yeah, now that he's been able to get that movement on not only the cutter, you can see the sinker is now working just as well. It might be a little release point adjustment that he's made in the last couple of days.
Back our way, Abrams down to his last strike. CJ has singled and scored this evening.
A lot of the time with his sequencing and when he's going really good, he likes to throw a 2-strike sinker up and away to left-handed hitters because they've got him. He's got him thinking in. Now that cutter is actually cutting again.
Tipped and caught. 1 out. Kenley Jansen starting tonight, 6 saves away from tying Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley for 8th all-time.
That was a mislocation, but you can still see that the ball was moving exactly how he wants it to move.
Riley Adams is the batter. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Crowd hushed as Kenley goes back to work. And that one lifted softly into shallow right. Grissom says he's got it. And Acuna's there just in case and almost ran into the Braves second baseman. Ronald said he couldn't hear him. Luckily, Grissom was able to flag it down.
Ronald must be feeling really good if he's going to run that far for a pop-up. His knee must feel great. You can see him here. He says, got it.
Good thing he looked down at the last minute. Said he couldn't hear him. Outfielders will always have priority over infielders. So if you're a young player in the game, it helps to avoid collisions.
So 1 more man to get, and the Braves will have their 9th straight home victory. It's Victor Robles.
And with an out, Kyle Wright will move to 12-2 at home.
And 19-5 everywhere.
Pretty good.
No balls and a strike. Fly ball center. That ought to do it. Michael Harris is in, and the Braves have won it. This was a workmanlike performance. Everything clicking for the Braves, and they do what they needed to do. They take care of the Nationals.
Ball started by Kyle on the mound, got us off on the right foot. Outstanding by him. Only 90 pitches, so he should be feeling great next time out. The offense, Matt Olson got a couple of hits called by my partner, Paul Bird. And the bullpen do what they've done all year long.
I appreciate a good team win. I agree with you on Olson. That's a great sign. I just care that he's clicking at the right moment coming up to playoffs. And Kenley Jansen's cutter consistently, his last 2 outings, it has been working. That is also huge for the Braves.
So Braves country celebrates tonight. Atlanta has its 92nd win, 9 in a row here at home. 5-2 is your final score. Riley and Rosario each with solo home runs. Atlanta hopes the good times continue tomorrow night. 6:30 starts our coverage on Valley Sports South with Charlie Morton on the mound versus Patrick Corbin. For Kelly Crow, Paul Bird, Peter Moylan, Gretchen Caney, and our entire crew, I'm Chip Carey. Thank you for joining us. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is coming up next.